All right, so Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right? Because he was just talking with the young man, right, with all the great possessions. So, New York. So, right, because the young man, he's saying he kept all the commandments, right? And so Jesus said, well, if you're going to be perfect, right? Because remember we talked before about your heart. It's got to be with all your heart. You have a pure heart, perfect heart. Perfect means complete. So a perfect heart is all your heart, pure heart for God. So he comes to Jesus and says, oh, I've done everything. What else I got to do? He said, well, if you're perfect, you can go sell your stuff and give to the poor. But he didn't want to hear that because he didn't have a perfect heart. He didn't have a pure heart. He wouldn't believe with all his heart. He was just doing all the fleshly, the carnal things, trying to get to the kingdom. But that's not going to get you there. And that's why Jesus is saying in verse 23 that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. He didn't say never. He said, well, because all things are possible with God. It's possible, but it's going to be harder for you if you're rich to get into the kingdom, because you're basing your whole life on your riches and the things of the world. Right? And so in verse 24, and Jesus is continuing in 24, and again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. So you got to, where are your riches? Remember, Jesus was telling the guy, your treasures are in heaven. So then he's talking about rich men. It's going to be hard for them because their treasures on earth. Like the prosperity gospel. They want to have all these treasures on earth, sit back on their easy chair and just wait for the rapture. They won't even have to break a fingernail, and then here we go. Because you're entitled, because you think you're a Christian, but you're not. You don't have a perfect heart. You don't have a pure heart. You don't believe with all your heart. Otherwise, you wouldn't care about the riches of the world. You got to come out of the world